Coach, the rationale behind going with Dustin in net?
That was part of the plan ahead of time. So this was going to be his game, so we just stayed with the plan.
Was there any thought of giving him the Saturday game because he's used to playing afternoon games?
No, it didn't really factor in. Like we treat them the same way we would if it was Jacob and Vladdy. It's going to be treated the same way, I guess, whether it's afternoon or not. This was his game that we had scheduled, so that's what we're sticking to.
And at this level, I don't imagine you have to pull guys aside and make sure that they're okay with it. But have you had to have a chat with Vladar since his last start?
Yeah, we did have a small conversation. I think it's important. Sometimes after the game, coaches are a little bit emotional. It's not necessarily the best time to do it, but I would always try to grab a guy the next day when there's something that is maybe uncomfortable for a coach or a player that goes on.
What is your message when you pull a goalie and like how you approach those types of conversations?
Yeah, we just open conversation, I think, is the best way to do it as to why we did it and what our rationale was.
You talked just about the benefits for Dustin to be here and go through as much time as possible just in the room, but what about the benefit of maybe even getting a few minutes before this start here? Obviously, November the 11th first, but getting a few reps in last game too.
Yeah, I think it's something for sure. I think it allows him to kind of get up to the speed of the NHL shots again, or the NHL pace of the game. It is a little bit different than the American League for sure. There's no doubt about that. But for you guys that know him, there's no difference in his approach. He's got some swagger about him, and he's going to make sure that he's ready to play no matter where he's playing, and that's what we love about him.
Even in limited time, what did you think of Dustin's performances at the NHL level this year?
I thought he's played well. One thing that's noticeable is his rebound control. He does a really good job of controlling pucks, so he's going to see a shot volume team tonight, so there's going to be a lot of pucks coming his direction, and that's one of his strengths. So, we're looking forward to seeing him do a great job tonight.
Based on what you said yesterday, Ryan, is the message pregame just be more physical to your group?
No. I mean, the message, there's things that you can control. Your compete, your work, and your detail. That's 100% within a player's control. Over the course of the game, mistakes are going to happen, and that's where you rely on a teammate to back each other up. The other things should be non-negotiable. And whether that's the first face-off of a game or the last face of a game, those have to be there because that is 100% your control. So that's been more of our messaging the last couple days.
Emotional engagement, which the guys mentioned after the last game. How do you get that out of this group?
They're proud guys a lot of times, and they know when they don't play up to a standard that they have for themselves and as a group. They also know that we're going to see a very good hockey team coming in tonight, so there shouldn't be an issue here tonight.
Noah mentioned to us earlier today that Carolina Hurricanes are a team that kind of scores by committee. They don't necessarily have like a superstar player who can go out and score like 5 points in a game. Yeah. I was just wondering from your vantage point, are there elements of the Carolina Hurricanes that you like to element in your coaching style or playing style with how you want your guys to play?
Sure. I mean, everybody looks at the way Carolina's been over the last 6 years, you could probably even say, is they're a team that's always in your face, and they have a team that understands how they have to play to have success. And I think every coach would like to see their team be consistent in that regard for sure. So they're one of the teams people look at when you're really trying to push your team to play a faster paced game.
Ryan, it's easy to say don't give up the first goal.
Yeah.
It's harder to do because you sometimes don't have any control over how that's going to shake. If it was just as easy as wanting to do it, everybody would do it, right?
Yeah.
But what are you seeing that you want to see done better just in terms of the way you're coming out of the gate?
So you want to set yourself up and your teammates up for success. So where you put the puck, where you leave the puck, that all factors into it. So some people will call it simple hockey. It's not just that, but it's making sure that you're of the mindset that I'm going to leave my teammate in a better position. And when you do that, you don't have to focus on giving up the first goal. It becomes about getting the first goal.
Do you feel that's been not where you want it to be over this last stretch?
There's the last couple games, I would say. I mean, prior to that, we did a lot of really good things. Even the Vancouver game, you take the start aside, there was a lot of good things in that game. The last game that we played is one where we'd like to turn the page on pretty quickly. But prior to that, we were doing a lot of great things.